Well, I've just come back from my first long distance journey, which was 62.4 miles there and back, and when I got to the other end I found out that they didn't have any chargers at Westfield White City, and nobody knew anything about them. And it was a real brown trousers job trying to get back, because I managed to get home with only 11 miles to spare, 6% in the battery, and the warning light came on to tell me I must charge now. So that's a lesson learned. When it tells you in the morning that you've got 177 miles, oh, it dropped to 177. You've really only got 62.5 times 2. And in order to achieve that, I had to drive back from White City, around the North Circular, up the M11 at 50 miles an hour the whole way. And fortunately there was a great big lorry, and the great big lorry was happily sitting on 52, and I just sat behind him so that I wasn't annoying everybody else. Anyway, so I'm going to now go and use my lovely charge point over there and charge the car up. The car's been on charge all night, so it should be fully charged, so we'll see what we get from a full charge. So that claims that there's 183 miles in this car, which is what I charged it up to yesterday. The moment I went off the drive, which is less than 10 yards, that dropped to 173. If I put the air conditioning on, oh, it dropped to 177. Well, that's a fair old mileage, and that seems really reasonable to me. Unfortunately, you're not going to get that 177 miles out of it. You're only really going to get about 130. And there's actually no way of gauging. This is entirely dependent on the traffic conditions. If you do loads of town driving, you'll probably get more than 183 miles. Since you get on a main road, that just scrubs those miles off like there's no tomorrow. And there's no real way of gauging it. And what I found was that you could be driving along on the motorway and sitting on 70, being a good boy with the eco pedal on, and that would just scrub off mile after mile. And it's not a mile for a mile's distance moved. You could lose 3 miles in 1 mile just by going up a hill because you need more energy, and then it would drag it back because you're going down a long hill. So using that gauge to judge the distance that you can actually get, I think is not really a good way of trying to use the car.